Okay, we are going to start seated today. So tall seat, or legs extended, or kneeling, whatever serves you best this morning. Just find any seat. And if you want to move a little when you get there, like rocking around or anything like that, you are welcome to do that. And when you land in the shape that feels good, let's take the shoulders up towards the ears. So you feel the side of your waist get a little longer. Take a nice big breath in, hold it at the very top. And then exhale and let your shoulders drop down. Maybe one more like that. Inhale, shrug your shoulders up. Hold your breath at the very top. Exhale, drop your shoulders, let the crown of your head reach up. Neck softens and relaxes. So I thought we would start kind of at the bottom today, work our way up. We'll start with our feet. So from wherever you are, get access to your feet. So if you're sitting cross-legged, you could just pull your feet out. If you're kneeling, you'll have to bring yourself to your bum. And then you're going to bring your right foot out in front of you and place the whole foot down to the floor and see if with your heel on the floor, you can feel the whole edge perimeter of your foot. So the outer edge of your heel, the outer edges of the metatarsal, the toes then splaying quite wide. And interlace your hands on the front of your shin and kind of pull back the front of your shin as you press down through your foot. And see if you can really feel evenly all points of your foot, inner, outer edges, front, back, all your toes evenly on the floor here. Just take one more big breath. And release your hands from the front of your shin. Pop up onto your heel, pull your toes back towards your ankle, and interlace your hands on the bottom of your foot. And then you can gently hold the bottom of your foot with your hand and begin to push your foot into your hand. So you want to resist that with your hand. Push your foot down into your hands, pull back with your hands, and push for 3, for 2, for 1. Last one. Awesome. And then see if there's a little more space to pull your toes a little further back towards your shin for a moment. Yeah, gently release your foot. Pick your foot up and give the bottom of your foot a little rub. So start with the toes and outer and inner edges of each toe, top and bottom of each toe. Begin to move to the sole of your foot. Maybe even give the bones a little twist if that feels okay. Moving towards the arch of your foot, some circles. And don't forget the heel. So for me, I like to place the ball of my foot down onto the floor so that I can really access the heel of the foot. A little rub. And then include kind of around your Achilles. So gentle here, it can be a little tender. The space is just below and behind your ankle bone and down towards your heel on both the inside and the outside of the foot. And then take your hand below your ankle bone and around, drag it around the edge of the outer edge of your foot. And then a couple little squeezes on the top of your foot. All right, let's switch sides. So left foot comes down to the floor. Right foot just tucks out of the way. And first, interlace your hands to the front of your left shin. And see how wide you can let your left foot splay. Sides can be different. And you'll feel if you can turn your attention to feeling the whole outline of your foot on the floor. So the outer edges of your toes, the width across your foot, the lift of the arch of the foot, the ankle, the heel anchoring down, inner outer edges. Let's take one more breath here, turning attention to your feet. Or pull back through your ankle with your hands. And release the pull back of your hands. Come onto the left heel. Interlace your hands underneath your foot. Let the hands press into, let the foot press into your hands. Keep spreading the foot nice and wide, driving the foot down, but resisting that drive with the pull of your hands. And press for 3, for 2, last 1. Yeah, and gently release the foot down. You're gonna pick it up and start with your toes. A little rub on insides and outsides of toes, tops and ends of toes. Move to the ball of your foot. Get the outer edges. And then into the arch of your foot. Usually the spot that we spend the most time when we think of foot massage. Maybe place the ball of the foot down so you get access to the heel of your foot. Inner outer edges. And then you'll come just up above the heel, that tender, potentially tender spot between the ankle bone and the back of the heel. And rub the outside of the foot there. And let's flip it over, move to the, or sorry, yeah, that was the inside. And then flip it over, move to the outside. And then continue your work down the outer line of your foot and all the way over to the top. Okay, 2 awake feet. A good start. Okay, take your hands back behind you, extend your legs out in front of you, and just point and flex your feet a few times, see how they're feeling. And then draw some big circles. And then take your circles the other way. Awesome. Okay, bend the soles of your feet. Bend the knees, bring the soles of your feet to the floor. Place your hands, press into your hands, squeeze between your shoulders, push your feet down. Feel all edges of your feet connect to the floor and lift your hips up. Reverse tabletop. Take one more big breath here. And then bring your hips down to the floor. Extend your legs out in front of you. You're welcome to sit up on something or have your hands on blocks at any point. I'm going to use the fingertips to the floor. Pick your right leg up. Try not to lean back a whole bunch. So pick your right leg up. Bend the knee and bring the heel towards your bum. And then extend the leg out and put it back down. And you're only bringing, left leg, you're only bringing the heel as close to the bum as you can without your knee going way wide to the side. And left leg extend. Left leg down. Try the right side again. Pick it up. Bend the knee, heel towards the bum. Extend. Place it down. Left side. Pick it up. Heel to the bum. Extend. Put it down. Nice. Now place your hands behind you. Point your toes. We'll try that same thing we did reverse tabletop, except this time it's reverse plank. So could you lift your hips up with your toes pointed? And if the answer is no and your legs straight, then you bend your knees and you come back to reverse tabletop where we were before. So up to you which of these options might be best. Squeeze between your shoulders, press down through your hands, point your toes, last breath. Hips down to the floor, flex your toes, sweep your arms all the way up, take a big breath in. And then reach forward as you fold forward and breathe up. Take your hands to the floor, round your spine, and roll yourself all the way back to sit tall. Do that a couple more times. Point your toes. Reach your arms up, take a big breath in. Flex your toes as you breathe out. Reach forward towards your toes. Hands to the floor. Round your spine and find your way all the way back up to seated. Then point your toes and reach your arms up one more time. Flex toes, reach forward. Hands to the floor. Spine rounds, roll yourself all the way up to sit. And then draw your knees into a seated position. Take your right hand to the floor, sweep your left arm over your left ear. And then take your hand behind your head, take a big breath in and twist your spine up. And as you breathe out, twist that left elbow towards your right elbow. Inhale and open up. Exhale and twist. One more time. Inhale, open up. Exhale and twist. Reach up. Release the hand from behind the head. And switch sides. Left hand to the floor. Right arm over your right ear. Take a nice big breath in. Anchor down through that right hip as you breathe out. Right hand behind your head. Inhale, open your twist. And exhale, round. Right elbow towards your left. Inhale, open up. It's probably not going to get elbow to elbow. We're just looking for that round of your spine, even in this side bending shape. So 2 more. Extend your right arm over to the side. Big breath in. Draw yourself all the way up as you breathe out. Bring your knees in. And point your toes. So your heels are lifting away from the floor. Then you'll see if you can take your right arm, thread it between the hamstring and the calf. So hold on to your left shin. And then your left hand, thread it behind your left leg, so it goes between the calf and the shin, or the calf and the thigh. So hold opposite shin. So you've got your arms crossed, holding opposite shin. Tuck your chin, round your spine. So think about cat back here. You let your shoulder blades separate away from one another on your back. Your toes are kind of pointed just to have the heels lifted, but you don't want to be in like a big foot cramp or anything. And then really tuck your chin. See if you can feel that line of tension all the way up your spine. Take 2 more breaths. Yeah, slowly lower your heels down. Uncross your arms. Swing your feet to the side and come to all fours. And when you arrive in all fours, spread your hands nice and wide. Tuck your toes under. Shift the weight just slightly to the right. Pick your right foot up and send the sole of your foot to the ceiling. Then as you exhale, circle your right knee wide to the side. Maybe even draw it in towards your right elbow and pull it underneath you. We'll go 2 more times. So as large of a circle as you can draw with your right knee without your hips really participating in terms of shifting around the movement. And then after your third one, you're going to go all the way up and around to the side one more time. Extend the leg out. Place the sole of the foot to the floor. Turn your toes forward and do 3 rounds of cat-cow with your right leg extended. And then just pause here. Pick your right, shift the weight to the left, pick your right foot up, float it, bend your knee, and bring your right knee beside your left. Let's shift sides over to the right. Pick up your left knee, pick up your left foot, Extend the sole of your foot up towards the ceiling. Then draw a big circle with that left knee. Maybe even drive it up towards your left upper arm as you draw your big circles 3 times around. Continuing to breathe here even as you're focusing on this movement. After your third one around, you go halfway around again until your left knee's out to the side. Extend the left foot out. Place the left foot down to the floor. 3 rounds of cat-cow. Your toes are pointing roughly towards the top of your mat so that you feel a little bit of a stretch on your inner thigh as you move here through this range of motion. And you just pause, press into your hands, your right knee. Could you float your left foot? So use your left glute. Bend your left knee, bring your left knee beside your right with your toes tucked. Press back to a child's pose. Child's pose with your toes tucked. The soles of your feet get a little stretch. Bring your forehead down. Walk your fingertips forward and breathe really intentionally and fully. Now you could stay here, or you could try placing your elbows to the floor, walking your hands together to touch, and then walking your elbows a little closer to your head so that you could bend your elbows and maybe take your hands towards the ceiling. And then big breaths into your shoulders. In some bodies, you might have space to take your hands to face backwards, point them towards your hips. You will likely feel this in your shoulders, your armpits, your lats, but could you also feel this by sending the breath a little deeper into the back of your ribs? The bottom of your ribs when you breathe. Take one more breath. Alrighty, extend your arms out if you bent them. Press into your hand, lift your head up. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders and press back to a downward facing dog. So one leg steps back, the other leg steps back, hips shift up and back. When you arrive in down dog, pedal your heels a couple times. And intentionally, as you pedal your heels, see if you can find a little stretch at either the back of your calf or the back of your Achilles. We're a little bit different, so either somewhere down the lower leg for a little stretch, the back of the lower leg. Pedal your heels one more time. And then dropping both heels down towards the floor, press up through your hips. Almost this feeling of lightness when you push up into your hands and lift your hips up. So a little space created for the backs of the legs, a little space created for the spine. Take one more big breath. And you'll come forward to a high plank pose. Bring your knees down to the floor. Untuck your toes. The tops of your feet are on the floor. Press your hands, press your feet, and lift your knees. We'll take 3 big breaths in plank pose on the tops of your feet. Yes, your knees could be on the floor instead, and or you could have your toes tucked under if it's too much on the tops of your feet, but try and hug your outer ankles in. Last big breath. Bring your knees down to the floor. Bend your elbows and lower your chest to the floor. Now take your fingertips wide off the edges of your mat. Point your elbows to the ceiling. Press into your fingers and lift from the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, your whole torso and head away from the floor. Finger stand cobra. Take a nice big breath in, lift up. And exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, press into the hands, press into the feet, active legs. Your tailbone thinks about lengthening towards your heels to lift a little higher. If you like, one more big breath. Come all the way back down. Slide your hands beside your low ribs. Press into your hands. Tuck your toes. Lift up to all fours. Lift up to high plank. Take a big breath in. Hike your hips up and back, downward facing dog. And pick up your right leg. Take a breath in. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Bring your left knee down to the floor. Hands come to your hips. Take a big breath in. You'll shift your weight forward. So the right knee is going to drive forward over top of your right toes. If your back leg is a limiting factor here, as in the stretch in your hip flexor is more than you can get to the end range of motion, you're going to pull that right heel back a little bit and see if that then will let your right ankle come to end range of motion instead of the left hip flexor stop you. And we're going to do that 2 more times. On my body there, I stepped a little too far forward. Needed to back off a little so that I could find this in my ankle. Do 3 of these little rocks. And notice I'm not charging my chest forward, trying to keep my chest stacked over top of my hips. And you'll heel toe your right foot out to the right. You're gonna go halfway between when it's straight in front of you and straight to the side of you. So it's probably a little bit off your mat. And then you'll do 3 more of those lunges. And the same thing applies here. If you need to move the foot further away or closer, you can do that. If the back needs a little more support, you could always pop a block underneath it or double your mat over or triple your mat over. Yeah, okay, 1 more time. Heel toe that right foot all the way over and then look down. Could you bring your right heel about in line with your left knee and go 3 times to the right? So if the limiting factor is the internal line of the leg, you might bring the foot a little closer so that you get to play with the movement of the knee going beyond the stack of the ankle, towards going over the toes. Yeah, and then straighten your right leg out, turn your toes to point maybe forward. If that's too intense, you can turn them out a little bit. Right hand to your right thigh. Press your hips forward and reach your left arm all the way up and over your ear. And then we'll take your left hand to your left elbow. See if you can twist your chest up towards the ceiling a little bit. Take a breath in and then breathe out, round your spine. Imagining that your left elbow could come towards your right. It's not going to get there. We're going to do 3 of these. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, round. 1 more, lift up. And round. Yeah, pick yourself up. Follow both arms out to a T. Take a breath in. Bring your hands to your hips as you breathe out. You're going to see if you can step your right foot into your lunge. So shift the weight into your left foot, left knee. Draw your right knee in and step your foot forward. A little bit tricky. Tuck your back toes and hover your back knee. So your choice here, a little bit of a hover, more work for the thigh, a little more space in your low back, or maybe you prefer the variation with your leg extending. Sweep your arms up. And take 1 more big breath. Bring your hands to your heart. Shift your weight forward into your right leg. Fly your left leg back behind you, and then bring your hands to your hips. As you press down into your right foot, could you lift your left hip up towards the ceiling? So it's like a half moon. And then exhale, float it back down, level your hips off, turn your chest towards the floor. And we're going to do that 2 more times. So we're trying here to rock the pelvis on the top of your right femur bone. So all that range of motion. One more time. Ooh, hard work for the balance. And then level your hips off, bend your right knee, take your left toes to the floor, sweep your arms all the way back up. Big breath in, hands down to the floor, step back to a high plank pose, right foot beside your left. Lower yourself all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toe, take your fingertips nice and wide, point your elbows to the ceiling. Squeeze between the shoulders and lift your chest. Cobra pose on your fingertips. Fingers down. all the way back down. Hands under your shoulders or your low ribs. Press back through all fours. High plank pose. Downward facing dog. Pick your left foot up. Step your left foot behind your left wrist. Bring your right knee down. Bring your hands to your hips. We'll take those little rocks here. So the left side might be different than the right. What we're looking for is the ability to move the left knee a little further forward than the left ankle. So if that means changing the distance between your legs, then move your left foot. And try not to lean forward a whole bunch. Let the stack of your torso stay roughly the same as you rock here one more time. And then pausing when you're stacked over top of that right knee, heel toe your right foot over, your left foot over to the left, just far enough that you're about halfway between all the way to the side and straight forward. You go 3 times. Maybe 4. All right. Pausing when the knee is stacked, heel toe your left foot as far as you can over to the left, maybe in line with your right knee. And the same thing. On this one particularly, you might need to change the distance between the left foot and the right knee. One more time. And then stacking the hip over the knee, extend your left leg out, turn the toes forward-ish, left hand to your left thigh, right arm all the way up and over your ear. A little press of your hips forward to find that sensation of stretching on the right side. Take a nice big breath in. Exhale, bring your right hand behind your head and round your left and right elbows towards one another. Inhale, open that right elbow up. Exhale, round. 2 more. Inhale, open up. Exhale, round. Last one, open up. And round. Bring your hands to your hips. Shift the weight into your right leg. Let your left foot get a little lighter. Step your left foot straight forward. Balance work there. Back toes are tucked. Lift your back knee. You choose whether this is a lunge with the back knee bent. And so you're taking advantage of all that space in your low back in that variation. Or if you want a little bit of a stretch to the front hip flexor, start to work the leg towards straight. Reach your arms up. Take a nice big breath in. And then pull your hands to your heart. Shift your chest forward. Weight goes into your left foot. Pick your right foot up. Bring your hands to your hips. Your hips are your guide here. Start to open your right hip towards the long edge of your mat. Your torso will turn. And then lower the hip back down. You're going to go lower than you think. Pick it up. We're really challenging the balance while playing with this range of motion. Try 2 more like this. And talk, I'm concentrating. Okay, bend your left knee. The next time your right hip comes down, take your right toes to the floor, sweep your arms up, take a big breath in. Exhale, bring your hands down to the floor, step back to a high plank pose. Lower yourself, this time all the way down to the floor. Untuck your toes, press your hands, lift your chest, breath in, cobra pose. Exhale, come all the way down. Press through all 4. Hips back to your heels, child's pose. Take a breath in. Take a breath out. 1 more like that, big breath in. Big breath out. And then round yourself forward through all 4s. Bring your feet over to the side. Bring your bum to the floor. Bend your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. And do that same kind of rounding shape in the spine that we started with and see how we feel. Sweep your arms all the way up and point your toes. Take a big breath in. Exhale, flex your toes and reach over your legs. Inhale, round your spine. As you round your spine, you start to point your toes, come all the way up, sweep your arms up. Do that 2 more times. Exhale, start to flex the feet, reach your arms forward. Round your spine, point your toes, come all the way back up to sit. Up, flex feet. Last one. Round forward, point your toes, reach. And then round yourself all the way up. Sweep up, flex your feet. This time you'll fold forward over your legs and just stay. This doesn't have to be overtly effortful. You're welcome to round or relax.
But I don't want you to see this face. It's time to be brave. So I pray for the same thing.
Take 3 more big breaths in this forward fold.
My baby's healing. Before my knee.
And then roll yourself all the way up. Scoot yourself forward on your mat so that you can roll yourself all the way down and still have mat underneath you. Sweep your arms forward. Send your tailbone towards your heels. Go nice and slow. When you arrive on your back, reach your arms all the way up overhead, backs of the hands towards the floor. If they can't reach, you can always bend your elbows. Think about anchoring the back of your ribs to the ground. Letting your low back drop towards the floor. And taking 2 more breaths. And pull your knees in towards your chest. Wrap your arms towards your outer knees. Widen your knees. You could stay here. Maybe a little rock side to side would feel nice. Or your last shape option is happy baby, soles of the feet towards the ceiling. You could reach for the outer edges of your feet. You could also wrap your hands around the backs of your thighs. So up to you. Please choose the one where your head is not craning away from the floor just in order to reach your feet. So let your head and neck be relaxed and supported. Bring your feet down to the floor. Roll over to your right side and press yourself all the way up to sit. We'll do one little neck release here. In your seat. So in your seat, take your right hand just below your left clavicle, so just below your left collarbone, and you're going to let the weight of your arm just gently tug the skin. So you feel a little bit of line of tension there with the skin, and then place your left hand on top of that. Tilt your right ear to the right shoulder, and then begin to lift your chin until you feel some line of tension down the front of your neck, front of your chest. It might feel nice to turn your head side to side a couple times. Bring your head through the center. Let's go the other way. So hands come up. Your left hand just below your left collarbone. If you can get it onto the skin and move the shirt out of the way, try that. Right hand on top. Left ear towards left shoulder. And then start to tilt your chin up and back. See if you can find somewhere that it feels like a line of tension. It might even feel it all the way up into your jaw. One more breath. Your head forward and up. Relax your arms into your lap. Do one head roll in each direction. And then after your head rolls, you could choose to stay in a seated meditation to feel practice today, or perhaps you'd rather lie down on your back or on your side. Or bring yourself into a shape of stillness. Of softness and surrender. The body is just heavy, supported by the floor. You're lying on your back, start to move a little. You're seated, maybe a little sway side to side. You're seated, just change the cross of your legs. And if you're on your back, meet us in the tall seat. Hands fall into your heart, chin tucks towards your chest. Take a nice big breath in. And close with a big breath out. You feel ready for whatever you're taking on today.